All right, here we're going to take a look at Alexa's December 27th, 2014 running evaluation. Here's her running full speed, followed by her running half speed. And then ultimately we're going to see her here at 10% speed with frame by frame breakdown. When we do this breakdown, we're going to kind of work from the top and go down. But what I wanted to point out right away is upon her first step, you can see how she's already out of place. With her arms crossing her body, her elbow is getting disconnected, and then that's causing her arms to go across the chest when they should be driving out straight in an L shape up to the eye, and then the elbow should be going back and the hand should come back in a hip to pocket area. And then her leg, you can see how it's already stepping out and pointing out to the side. So right away on the first step, we're doing some things wrong that we need to correct. We're going to let her go forward a little bit more, say about 5 yards or so, and stop her here, and you'll see again, her body is slightly offline. If you draw a line from her belly button, it should split her two eyes, so she's a little bit offline there. And again, here's another picture of her arms getting disconnected. You can see that big gap in between her body where her elbow is kind of flailing out, and what that does is it crosses it across her chest. Now if you look at her right arm is actually in a better position, how it's coming straight up. It should look more like that and then going all the way up to the eye. So I think we can fix that pretty quickly though. Gonna let her go a little bit more out to about 10 yards or so and stop her here. Now this is where we're gonna take a look. That first step you saw her take, you'll see it again here, almost the same mirror image. Her leg is still turning out, and that puts a lot of pressure on the hip, knee, and ankle area, and what it can cause an early a premature injury from overuse is what they call it, but it's really not overuse, it's just improper stepping. Her chest is actually turning out and not staying squared up, and then if you see her off leg is tucking in behind her lead leg. So those are the things that we want to look at. We want her to strike on the ball of her feet, and then get those arms in a better position and square her shoulders up and not turn her body so much. If you see here, I'm going to give you some video of an Olympic athlete and kind of what they look like when they take off. Now they're taking off in the block, so it's going to look a little different, but you can see here how the knee and toe are pointed straight, everything is full extension. Here's another picture, elbows driving straight back, hand to eye, elbow driving back, striking on the balls of the feet, knee is coming up all the way up to almost the waist level there, and that's another thing we need to work on with her, is to get her knee drive up just a little bit higher. And here's another picture as well. This is what we want to kind of mimic for her to take off. That's going to help her get a lot more bursts of speed and be quicker on the field. Vertical leap and standing broad jump are two things that we help gauge speed. If you've got a person that can jump high and jump far, they're usually very explosive on their first, second, third, fourth step. So we want to kind of get these numbers to go up as high as we can. She scored a 14 here. And then I believe on her standing broad jump, she scored a 5'2" jump. And so we'd like to see the broad jump be in the 6s, and we'd like to see that vertical ultimately get into the 20s, but if we can get it up another 3-4 inches, that would help her out a lot. That's her landing there. So those are definitely things that we can gauge her progression on. We're going to take a look here at her lateral movement is next. And her lateral movement, she scored 13 reps. We'd like to see this at 15 or 16, so another 10 to 15 yards lateral clearance. If we can get her just to stay a little bit lower in a better athletic position, but there's some drills that we can do to help her. But we want her to have quick lateral speed as well as linear speed out on that field. All right, again, performance stats. We're taking a look at her overall scores. You'll see here her upper body strength, we need to work on that. Her balance was a big key issue that I saw. Her core strength needs to be improved. And then her 10-yard time, we want to look for that to be in the 1.9s, and we want to look for the 20 to be 3.5 or less. And then ultimately that 40 needs to be in the 5. So we got a lot of work to do. We definitely can definitely help her. We just got to keep her consistent in the training program. And then we can use these numbers as a baseline and come back and reflect and see what kind of progress that we've made.